But if you pick the SF and Dire now, you don't get the demon bonus of only having one demon on your chest. Oh no, sorry, wrong game.
If I could mute your mic, I would. But unfortunately, I can't in this setup.
I honestly think, oh, but God, I've realised, oh God, they could pick SF here and it would be really difficult for us to deal with at the moment because we don't have a hero that can necessarily gank mid lane really well because our mid laner, Inducer itself, doesn't lane there very well. And there's the Tide that we talked about before as well. So now they have really good team fight between the Keeper of the Light and the Tide. Looks pretty good, but I'd be very surprised if SF wasn't picked up here. I think it looks like a really good SF game. What else could they pick? They could pick like a Darkseer for themselves, maybe. Remaining. It enables the clockwork really well too. You can surge him in if you want
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, those are options. You could also maybe look towards, I mean, we've talked about it every series so far, but the Kunkka, also a good option versus that Medusa, just force her out of lane and deny her up and kind of try to run on anything. Slark.
This is a really good pick, actually. I hadn't even thought about this one. It lanes really well against the Tide because of the stats that you steal. It owns the Deucer.
Yeah.
Especially if you build a Diffusal Blade. We saw Mid One do it in the final of the Major before.
Yes, we did.
It owns the Keeper of the Light as soon as you get on top of it.
10 seconds
It's super easy to run that Keeper of the Light down.
Yeah, they do have a bit of burst potential with the Tiny. I mean, the toss combos could be a little bit scary for the Slark, but I don't think it's worth kind of worrying about the 4th position Tiny blowing up the Slark because it's not going to really realistically happen that often.
I still think you have to ban out the SF, honestly. It's not the classic SF. It could build a Greaves and things that we've been seeing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's come the norm as of late, but yeah, I think it could be scary.
What else could they lane against the Deucer?
I like the way that Aachen City Esports are all in height order now as well. It's very, very satisfying.
They could put the Slark mid against the Deucer, actually.
But who's smaller than Slark?
Good point.
I'm not sure there's a hero shorter. Maybe Sniper is shorter?
Sniper's pretty small, yeah.
Sniper's a little boy. Don't know. They have they have limited options, is all I'm saying, if they want to keep their descending height draft in play.
Remaining.
Which they should. Aesthetics are just as important as gameplay.
Yeah, you need to make sure it looks good. It's like when you prep food, right, at a restaurant. It has to taste good, but it also has to look good.
You eat with your eyes, just as you play with your eyes.
So they banned the DP. Interesting. So they possibly thinking that the Deuce is going to be moved to a carry role up against the CK in the lane? Interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
And I guess the DP would really help with the team fight as well overall.
That's the thing. Like, Aachen can really do whatever they fancy right now. Like their options are pretty open.
There's the Kunkka ban by them as well from Old But Gold, which you talked about being really good against the Deucer.
10 seconds remaining.
I agree with that one. Oh, please pick SF. I really want to see it.
5 seconds remaining.
It's super fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a good hero to watch play. I'm not sure they'll go for it though.
I don't think they'll go for
It's
it
a
either
little
now.
bit. It's a little bit slow. It's a little bit greedy. They want something which can hit people, like DK or Razor or something.
I don't really like DK that much though. I think you're basically just giving the Deucer a free lane though at that point. If you pick the DK.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll stick with Razor then. But is that banned out?
Razor
Yeah,
got banned out
first
as
ban.
well.
Aachen.
OD's banned, which is another one that does okay against the Deucer.
Yeah,
Not
no
necessarily in the
surprises.
laning stage, but like afterwards is good. They lack a little bit of burst damage. They've got when the Phantasm's up, they kind of have it. And they lack an aura builder at the moment as well, I would argue. I still think Darkseer's okay.
Radiant team
If they go for that.
They'll go for the leaner in the mid. Nice.
Ooh.
I like this.
It's okay.
I forgot about this hero. Well, yeah, I think it's good enough to shut down a Medusa, and that's basically what you're looking for in this mid laner right now.
It's good, but it's really susceptible to ganks, I think, if this Tiny comes in.
That's true, and they might move the Medusa to the safe lane. That's still an option for them as well.
That's my worry at this point. But if they put the Deucer in the safe lane, you can't really play it in the same way as you would before, where you kind of back off into the jungle after pushing out the wave. It's not as easy to do that.
No, and they're on the Radiant as well, so it's really nice to have this Medusa on their side. But they do decide to swap it up. They go for the puck though. That's interesting.
They are all-out team fight.
Yeah, this is a big team fight lineup from Old God with a Medusa to back them up as their carry.
They need to make sure Illidan has a good start this game, because otherwise what's going to happen is... We saw this yesterday from, was it Team, where they picked this puck on the Tide Hunter, and it does really well at first, but then as the later the game scales on, they both start to fall off and become a similar type of hero, and you really lack damage. Fortunately, Old But Gold have a super carry in the Deucer, which is okay.
Yes, the mega carry comes out to play
But
in the juicer.
against the Slark, I'm not
Yeah.
sure it's the same kind of effect that they're hoping for. Clockwork.
It
maybe.
could hurt. It could hurt. But yeah, hey, we get a Clockwork game, so that's pretty cool.
This puck pick's really sad for the Clockwork as well, actually. Because when you play Clockwork, you really want to be able to roam between mid and one of the side lanes to get kills. But you can't really gank a puck mid as Clock.
No, you want someone you can trap inside those cogs and keep them there, and that is definitely not what Puck's MO is.
So it effectively forces you to stay in one lane as the
Well,
Clockwork.
I don't know. I still think you can roam mid and hope that he throws out the orb or something before you start the gank. But yeah, it's not a very safe play, and this could result in a fairly underfarmed Clock after the laning phase.
It definitely could.
It's a really weird set on Cube. I've never seen that.
Grimstroke Slark sounds like a really strong lane as well. I haven't seen it before, but you just think Swill and pounce in.
Yeah, it's kind of powerful. I mean, you don't tend to level pounce as often early on anymore. I mean, sometimes you'll get it one point in the lane just to keep people still. But yeah, I think kind of more like just to run at people with the purge going off and dart pack going off and do it like that. But hey, let's get into it. Game number 3. It is going to be Old But Gold versus Aachen Esports, and well, we're going to be battling it out for that place, the final place in the finals, I guess. I don't know. Is it finals?
I like how much you're trying with the team name as well. You're trying
Thank
much
you.
harder
Yeah,
than me.
yeah. Well, everyone's getting very upset about it. So I'm a man of the people.
Ooh.
Let me know how my pronunciation is. You probably hate it, but
Slark is mid. And guess who else is mid?
they run the Medusa. Oh dear.
So they're trying to bait them,
Yeah.
and now the Dire side have got the lanes they want. This Slark against the Deucer mid is really good.
Yeah.
When you get hit by the snake, it's obviously very annoying, but when you start getting those essence shifts going your way,
That said, it's better than Slark versus Tide. I think you prefer Slark versus Medusa than Slark versus Tide. So I don't think Gold But Old would be sad about this.
I think they're deciding whether the Slark's going to be mid or not, and they're trying to hovering the Tide around just in case.
You mean that? Oh,
When they see the Slark mid, they want to put the Tide there if they can.
what? No, they don't.
I mean,
Slark versus Tide.
neither lane is good, but you want the Deucer to have a good start. It's really important here. And if the Deucer's against the Slark, I think she's in trouble.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I think they're trying. I think they're trying to stop the Tide Slark matchup, but we'll. 'Cause, I mean, you need to get through the mid game and the early mid especially. And if you've just given the Slark an absolutely free lane, which is what's going to happen with the Tide,
Yeah, but who do you put the puck mid then?
and your Tide gets nothing.
'Cause the puck's walking towards safe lane at the moment.
Yeah, I still think that would have been preferable, but
It's interesting. So they put the puck against the CK. Obviously, puck pretty good. You can phase shift dodge the stuns and whatnot. Anything coming your way, and it does mean that the Clock's going to have a really difficult game down there. Wouldn't be surprised to see him walk back up towards the top lane instead. Which yeah, he is hanging around there at the moment.
Vanscore walking past behind the mid lane. So looking for a courier there, but didn't quite find it in the end.
I'll be interested to see how this mid lane goes, because although the Slut can steal the stats,
I mean, you still got to be careful of Snake as they get the nice bounce there, and even goes to a melee creep as well. SH comes in there. They're going to swap this up. Yeah, they did not want the Slark coming up against that Juicer. They want the Slark versus Tide matchup. But G immediately teleports away down to the bottom lane, and they send the puck up top.
oh, I mean this is really nice for the Radiant side.
Yeah, this is good for Old Gold.
I honestly think you should be quite happy with leaving that Slark against the Deucer mid. Yeah, you want it against the Tide, but it's not bad against the Deucer at all. I guess you're more worried about giving the Tide a good lane, and now they've got exactly what they want on the Radiant side. This is even worse than before. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think maybe a little bit greedy from Aachen, just trying to get like the perfect lane matchups, which I don't know. It's you. Maybe you should have just settled for what you had. Now it might even be in a worse position. We'll see. The Cold Blast
Illuminate.
comes through onto 2 there. That's fairly painful.
Yeah, and so Tide beats the CK in lane. Deucer should be okay
Top.
against the Lena.
B-Tune dropping low on the Slark, being chased by Velor and BZZ, but they will be able to get themselves both away.
How do they lane this on the... Like, how do they do this now on the Dire?
Kick the pig. There you go.
Oh, no. Okay, that's how they do it.
Velor. Yep. there for the pig hits. Very important part of Dota right now. Oh,
Toss back.
and Vichu, nice. He's still got the pounce available, but the avalanche comes out. Meanwhile, First Blood is actually drawn, but they do get the kill onto Vichu here in the top lane. And it was actually the Tide that goes down at bottom to Ignasim Fan and Screen. So 2 kills. It was the First Blood in the bottom lane, though, so it'll be Aachen who find the money for the kill.
I'm surprised the Tide has gone down there, but I guess, you know, with the power of the Inkswell, anything is possible in bringing that Tide Hunter down. Yeah, they TP him top. You need to make sure you try and get that Slark up against the Tide Hunter now then. Don't want to give them the free lanes that you just did a second ago.
SH now laning in the mid. Juicer versus...
Oh, God. Illidan's owning, though. He has 7 denies already, too.
Yeah, he got the first creep wave, maybe even 2 creep waves, actually, before they actually made the switch up. So, yeah, Illidan very much ahead, and with his double damage rune, only extending his lead and making him scarier. As this lane dominator for Lina really struggling to get a job done.
Did you see him fake pumping the snake as well to force the Lina to change her position all the time? It's really nice.
Classic.
And actually, well, they're just tri-laning here. The toss?
Yeah, tossing on Keep there, but Keep, they bounce him back once again, but with this battery assault coming off, he actually gets G inside of it, but I'm not sure he wants to, but G can't actually cast any spells as V-Tune jumps in. They find the kill onto G. The Inkswell gets that kill.
Yeah, really nice. I mean, it's a cute play if you can get that toss back, but Clock's the one that they don't mind you going on. And he's happy to just tank that damage up, has the Stout Shield available, you know, high HP pool sitting on 860.
No cast time on battery assault, always nice as well.
Oh, it feels so good when you play that hero now.
I really want to play him again, because I used to love Clock, but when he fell out of favour.
Still rubbish in the lane, that's the problem. Unless you can kill people, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Meanwhile, in mid, Cube rotating in. Doesn't have the brown boots, so struggling to catch up with Illidan here, but he does actually have the speed advantage. Illidan trying to play it, but Cube is ready, and now SH comes in as well for the easiest light strike array of his life as they'll rip through the mana shield and now start to chip away at his health as Illidan Stormrage tries to get into Roshan. Not going to happen. Cube finds a kill and makes some good rotations on this Clockwork happen.
I'm surprised he didn't try and run into the Roche earlier to try and get a deny there, but decided against it.
Oh, someone in chat just said my pronunciation was really good.
Nice.
This is how we do it. This is how we improve as casters and as human beings, you know? We just got to take the steps.
That's why I didn't bother. It's, I'm so bad at like all the pronunciations with anything I need in the back of my throat. Doesn't matter what language it is. I'm just awful at all of them. Please don't flame me, chat. Thank you.
Lovely. You're just a classic Brit.
Yeah.
You're such a classic Brit. Like
everyone else can learn my language.
What's a pronunciation? Is that a kind of fish?
Radiant are scanning.
So, 2 bounty runes apiece. This Clockwork trying to make things happen. Got that kill on the Deuce of Mid. What else can he do now? That's the question.
Well, Reality Rift is going to come in and bonk BZZ on the head. Screen comes in as well, zoning out this puck. Meanwhile, Velort going for a bit of a smoke here, looking for a bit of action in the middle lane, perhaps.
This Lina's pushed up really high as well.
Yeah. She wants the
susceptible.
ranged creep. She's going to stay for it as well, start hitting into Illidan. And hello, Velor in the house, tossing him back. Oh, just toss him straight into the air. Okay.
Give the Deuce
The
last
snake will
hit.
get the kill. Yeah, it's all good.
Nice.
Kill in the middle lane for Illidan. That feels pretty nice for the side of Ultimate Gold. But meanwhile, up in the top lane, the Slark does find some blood as he brings down the Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, you have to be really careful with your positioning here on Van Skort. Like we mentioned, playing against the Clockwork's really bad, but and a Slark as well, even in the laning stage, is not a lot of fun.
Yeah, G just getting run down right now, and then comes a Pounce Cube here as well with the battery assault. G in a lot of trouble. He's trying to break his way out of these cogs, but he can barely get the right clicks off. He can't even right click. Tide just too damn slow. The battery assault too damn fast, and G goes down. And V-Tune having a lot of fun in this laning phase so far.
Why didn't they just put the puck mid? I don't really understand. I'll be honest.
It's definitely some 4D switcheroo musical lanes.
Because you see at the
next
moment,
level
now,
shit
the puck's
going on.
bot lane now, and the Clockwork basically just ignores that lane, and he's got this ability now to roam between the 2 lanes, like we talked about, and just find kills because they're not mobile.
Yeah,
He's going again.
We talked about the puck not having troubles with getting roamed upon by a Clockwork in mid, and Cube locks eyes with his prey and just does not stop. Now he stops. So,
really nice analysis there.
Never mind.
Very impressive. The Keeper of the Light looks like he's coming to ward mid now.
Yeah.
Just the creep wave pushes in. Oh, no, okay, never mind. He's just bullying.
Yep, just there you go, SH. Just throw that one down for you, give some mana, and be on my way.
He's just. I think he's trying to ward somewhere on the bot side of the map, so he just did it on the way. It's fair enough.
Ooh, a history. Nope.
Coming and playing down with the puck now. There's so much lane switches going on here. It really favours the Deucer because she just hasn't moved. Like, this is how you want to play the Deucer, where you just get this static laning phase, push out the lane, go back to the jungle, go and farm, and just rinse and repeat.
Blast coming through onto the Chaos Knight. He could be in some trouble here as the orb comes through as well, and the three of them will gang up and kill an Asamfan here in the bottom lane. But meanwhile, there is a counter kill in the mid lane as the Tiny gets punished for his rotation as they try to get the kill into SH. It doesn't quite happen. They got him low, but they didn't get the cigar.
You can't let that snake bounce onto you like that. Come on, guys. Never mind. Good kill, though, down in the bot lane. I really like the Chakra Magic usage. Allowing the
Ping's coming out. They want to go for SH again as they throw Illidan into the fight here. The snake does connect the orb. Oh, it gets him. Sniped out by BZZ. He had a haste rune anyway, so wasn't really too worried about not getting that kill. And even had a coil to work with as well. As, yeah, Ultimate Gold are playing some really weird kind of rotation musical lane. They don't really have homes. They're
coil.
wandering nomads. As,
Oh, he's just given away that he had a ward, though. Because the puck just attacked up onto the high ground, onto the clock.
Yep, that's true.
So they know they have vision there somewhere now if they're paying attention.
But luckily there's a lot of places that ward could be.
There is, yeah. It could be on the right on the high ground. It could be to the left on the high ground. Like you say, lots of different places. Here comes the clock man. One of the best taunts in the game, by the way, this clockwork, I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. So good.
Can't agree with that one, I'm afraid. It's all right.
You just stop. You're running at them. You don't even have to stop your taunt to cast Battery Assault anymore. He just like carries on the taunt while you run at them. It's great.
I think Tides is pretty damn good. The backstroke.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just in a league of its own. I'm sure the Lesh one as well.
Undyings as well. Oh, who's had a really good one? I discovered who I didn't know even had a taunt the other day. I can't remember.
Was it Lifestealer Dance?
No. It's a really weird one, which like I never see used. Can't remember.
Magnus?
No. It's
I mean,
trust me, you're not gonna guess it. Cube in a bit of trouble in the bottom lane as Jonathan and G both go down here. BZZ still hunting. He's thirsty for Cube. Cube moving through the trees. Vanscore's gonna find him though. One right click, two. No second right click as the cogs are thrown out, and that's gonna make it very awkward for BZZ. And Vanscore's chasing down, so Cube will survive and live to hook shot another day.
Interesting skill build from the puck as well. He's actually gone 1-3-1. So maxing out that silence instead of the orb. Ooh.
That's thrown into the middle lane as SH gets a kill onto Velor.
I mean, Velahor's just tanked a Laguna Blade as well, which means the Deucer can just freely farm and not really worry.
Well, now BZZ gets a kill on the bottom lane. Now Cube and Vanscore fighting it up for the rune. Vanscore has to get himself away. Does not manage to grab the rune either as in comes this Chaos Knight and finds a Reality Rift onto Vanscore there and grabs off the kill. They lob the puck forward. That's a grenade if ever I've seen one as BZZ gets up the double kill.
Really nice there. I mean, again, I'm going to say it again, this Deuce is just sitting in the mid lane and farming, and she is very happy with how this game is going so far.
It's chaos around her, and she's just there calmly farming away, hitting creeps and loving life.
Just walking through the flames, walking through the fire, just fine.
Not a care in the world as she now gets to the jungle.
And that camp is amazing as well, because like that Mystic Snake just hits 3 units, and it gives you so much mana back.
Yeah, the satyrs are really great. When you can make it bounce between 2 camps as you pull them, that's the dream, but sometimes it can be a little bit awkward. Meanwhile, there's a toss and a coil being used in the middle lane. They want to get this Lina, and they want to get her good, as now comes the Avalanche. They don't have the toss because the silence came out, though. Uh-oh, this Tiny could be in trouble. Ice Strike away is going to land in the tower, and the right click from SH will find the kill. Meanwhile, Medusa's been caught out. Laguna Blade from SH. This is a gank gone wrong. BCZ could be in trouble. Nice little dodge there. Will duke it across the river now.
Was that a hook shot from the clock? That's such a big reveal. Really nice rotation there by Cube. Like we said, it's really important you get on top of this Deucer at this point in the game and slow her down, because you haven't done that so far. Really well played, and that's exactly how you want to use your first hook shot. Just take them by surprise. I wonder whether the Deucer goes for a Hurricane Pike relatively early this game, just to try and deal with the clock, or whether she tries to maybe rely on somebody else to get a 4-star instead. I feel like you should probably go for your own, but we'll see.
We'll see. Smoke up from Aachen as You're laughing every time I say that.
It's
I'm
just-
telling it
it's
right.
funny. Oh no, not again!
Illidan, he was having such a good game, but now they will try and rain down, although it's a beautiful Will-O-Wisp. Is it going to be enough to save Illidan? The Blinding Light going to help out as well. Illidan might be actually getting away from this. Cube doesn't want to give up, but the Will-O-Wisp will force him to. Hook shot blocked by Vanscore. What a play, as they're still trying to go
the
forwards
Soulbind!
onto this. The Soulbind connects, but now the coil comes out on Cube. Finally, they bring down
He
Illidan.
face shift dodged the Laguna. Okay, I don't think it matters. He's probably dead anyway.
Still probably looking pretty bad. Meanwhile, Vanscore denies himself. Nice little dodge again, but the Urn with the rocket, that is going to be BZZ dead. And Tiny's just here as a tasty little aside.
Where's the Tide?
Yeah, where on earth is this
Oh, he has no TP.
Ravage?
That was so... that could look so good. because
Ravage any minute now.
They dodged so many spells. Like, they dodged the Laguna, they dodged the Dragon Slave. The Cogs didn't hit anybody the second time round either. The Will-O-Wisp managed to stop the Deucer dying for quite a long time, but without your, your big team fight Tide there, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, that feels really, really bad. As, well, Tide, he'll have a TP for next time, I'm sure, but, without that Ravage coming into the fight, yeah, definitely things not going the way old but gold planned. You can tell that was one of those fights where he's screaming at his team, like, I don't have a TP, guys, do not fight this. And they're like, oh, we don't really have a choice, we need to save our Medusa.
He's like, guys, I'm just farming, it's fine.
If he'd started walking the moment the fight broke out, then it would have been fine. But
Yeah.
it's really difficult thing to read as Vanscore. Ooh.
He's gone
Seen by the flares, but luckily, Fan shows mercy on the CK. Didn't want to overcommit under a tower, especially with the team nearby. BZZ is going to see the clockwork. Nice little silence there, but I'm not sure if it's enough as he does stop the cogs, but that's about it. Coming forwards, there's the coil being used. Fan isolated and alone. Can they bring him down, though? It's going to take a while. This guy's pretty tanky. I don't know if you noticed. So they'll start piling into him, and it's going to take some time. They even throw down the Ravage. Chaos Knight, though, if he still gets a kill out of this, it's just ridiculous. Blinding Light helping out as well, but the CK, he doesn't have a care in the world. Finally will drop to G. But good lord, he very nearly brought down Velor with him. That was way too close for comfort.
Is that worth it? I'm pretty sure CK
Ravage?
doesn't mind that.
No, I don't think he's that bothered.
But after you see that after the Deucer died twice, look how far ahead the Slark is now in terms of net worth. He's
Yeah,
1,000
fighting is what he
gold.
loves, and he's got this Midas as well, so he's just going to catapult, going for this Diffusal. We've seen this a couple of times now. Slark with the Diffusal Blade helps him out so much. Gives him the extra bit of damage. He now needs the, I guess Pounce was never really a damage dealing spell anyway.
It was
but
nice.
Still, it made a difference. Puck in some trouble, and by in some trouble I mean he's fucking dead.
Just about. Just.
Venom. Oh boy, this guy hates getting silenced by Grimtail. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of it. Oh, there we go. I hope he's gone.
He actually hasn't gone for a point in tree grab either. That's interesting. He's just gone for the straight combination between the two.
The one's kills, not money.
Wonder whether what this Slark goes for after the Diffusal Blade though. I assume he just wants to tank up. Could go for something like even just straight into a Scardy might be okay, but could just go for a BKB as well. Play safe, especially up against this Puck and the Tidehunter. He's gone Yasha on the Deucer. I really think building that Dragon Lance first would have been okay this game. Just trying to look towards that Hurricane
Yeah, the
Pike.
Hurricane Pike is so sick. I'm sure they don't go Force Mix. This is one I've seen before. Meanwhile, in the back lines, Cube just flies in and gets a kill onto Vansker. He's going to go down, but he's like, whatever. I got my kill. Peace out, homies.
It's TP's forced as well. Like,
Yeah.
you're forcing rotations to you on the map after you've already got a kill.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing to say bad about.
To say bads about.
Shoke.
Got some bad things to say about your use of English.
Oh, come on, man.
They've nearly got Ravage again. This might be an opportunity to fight, but kind of awkward.
He's going for the mech as well on the Tide. Farming decently well. I'm not really sure what this Lena's done this game. She's kind of sat around mid, taking part in a couple of kills, but hasn't really done anything besides that.
I don't know. I think SH has had a decent game. It's been, dived a couple of times and got some good kills out of it. And
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's done badly.
yes, you are. You're flaming him.
I just thought he would have done more. That's what I'm saying.
Stop being so toxic.
Sorry.
Bloody
Some
Archon.
Midas as well. Some double Midas on the dire side.
Yep, going for that late game, but they're against a Medusa, so I do have to question if that's really a wise idea. Meanwhile, stun comes out onto the Tiny, but double silence in response. Meanwhile, BZZ makes his way over. There comes a coil, but the Laguna Blade is not going to come through. As down comes the ultimate. They bring down SH just about in time. Meanwhile, this is a brilliant ultimate on top of the Will-O-Wisp as well from Illidan here as he's trying to fight it up, but in comes Slark, trying to fight up, has that ultimate and will take down the Tidehunter. Now looks towards Illidan as well as he just starts chaining through this mana shield, but in comes BZZ and they find the ability to blow up Vichin. They'll look towards Green as well, and he's going to die. The Grimstroke cannot turn this fight around, and it's going to be 3 kills for Old But Gold.
Yeah, really well played. They got that good combination off between the Ravage and the Will-O-Wisp, layering them on top of each other there. And Dusa survived the whole fight. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Slark goes down, Dusa survives. That's really going to help accelerate her farm. And Phantasm usage from the CK, not really doing anything.
It doesn't feel fantastic, does it?
The thing is, they have this double minus on the dire side with the CK and the Slark, but it just means they can't pressure the Dusa as much as they could have if they didn't go these minuses. It's almost like they're accepting this game's going to go late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I don't think they should be too scared of, honestly. Dusa's annoying. But like when you get BKB and you like another 2 or 3 items or so.
You look at the sports as well, and Grimstroke and Clockwork sound kind of better than Coddle and Tyler. Though I don't know, it's a close one. I think throughout the game, it's pretty close on who has the advantage.
I mean, Cube's level 10 on Clockwork already. That's super early. He almost has his own 4-star as well, which is very nice. So that when they get the 4-star...
there is actually a CK on the high ground here as he hookshots into his friend. Now the Stone Gaze being used once again, but the Soulbind comes down to keep these two locked away. Meanwhile, Cube in trouble. Well, no, he's not in trouble. He's getting the puck in trouble. He does manage to dodge that stroke of fate, but might still go down on BZ. Now Gouda Blade comes through onto Vanscore. Cube is going to die, though, as Illidan finds that kill. And another messy fight as Aachen...
I mean,
that wasn't a good one.
That's the Dire desperately trying to make a fight while the Will-O-Wisp and the Ravage are down. And it still didn't go well. So they have to be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, Aachen lose their two, one of their Midas carriers and their Clockwork as well, who needs to be kind of getting these kills and taking part in these fights to have a good game.
It feels like they're trying to force fights because they know they should be while the big ults are down, but they don't have the items to be able to force these fights at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not like they had the vision advantage there in the fight either.
It was very awkward, kind of just like the CK's been being jumped on the high ground and the team's so slow to react. And as well, when Clockwork initiates the hook shot onto a teammate and doesn't get the stun and damage off, I feel like it does make a big difference. I mean, 1 second stun, 75 damage isn't huge, but it's definitely enough to kind of... I don't know, you're not really changing much. Yeah, you're not really changing much if you just hook shot onto your CK, but at least with the stun, you're making something happen.
This guy did max the stun after the crit, by the way, on the CK, which I am surprised about.
Yeah.
Oh, they missed the Will-O-Wisp.
And you hope he's going on an adventure. Look at her go.
Waifu, come back.
Beautiful waifu. Oh, disappears. Goodbye, waifu.
Never to be seen again. Never mind.
Wait. Is he going to lose? Oh, there she comes. Reunited at last. Look at that value on the cooldown. That's going to come in useful. Anyway.
So, Keeper... desperately trying to get to a 4-star, but he's very poor on a Vanscore, so he's just going to hit out some jungle creeps. Tiny in the meanwhile.
Yeah, it does get dropped by the BZZ in some trouble. I just managed to... Actually, the Cogs dodge out the stun for him.
That was...
Hello?
That was very unfortunate.
That is just... Yeah, that's some unlucky shit right there. It's,
He doesn't have a TP skull available on the puck at the moment, though.
No, he's got to wait in the trees for
rocket flare. Go. He scans out.
No, he doesn't get him in the scan.
I know, but if he fires over the top of it because he knows he's not there... Never mind. Not going to go for that's very sad. You just got to make those plays,
Yeah.
Maybe 1 in 100 work, but...
Make those plays where you cog dodge.
Yeah.
Force the enemy Clockwork to cog you so you dodge the light strike away. Yeah, sick. BZZ, what a player.
Look what he's doing as well. Instead of just going back straight away, he's going to cut this creep wave here before he goes back.
Oh, you know it.
Really nice.
He's ready to make some money. I love looking at the chat when we're kind of discussing how to pronounce Aachen because someone said, "Oh my god, Cube's
gonna
guy.
Cube's gonna be so annoyed. He's like, I knew he was there somewhere. I just knew it, but I didn't go for it.
Waited such a long time. Yeah, the chat's saying it's the CH in Aachen is like the J in jalapeno. Like what?
Aachen. No, I can't do it.
Nassam fan in some trouble. Gonna get brought down. It's Nassam fan. Gets killed.
Oh no. I don't know
Playing
what
the
he's
Tide
doing there,
Hunter.
by the way. He was very far up.
He was a bit, yeah. I'd say that's unusual, but it's really, really not for this.
If people weren't sure, by the way, this is how you play puck with your skill build. You get 1 point in ult and you skip your talent until you max out your other skills. This phase shift is just so good on this hero. Especially when you have your
with
blink
the
up.
blink. Yeah. You know, 10 intelligence. Wow, I certainly need that. 10 intelligence, plus 5 armor. They're all right, but it's nothing spectacular. But yeah, the phase shift at points super valuable. Sometimes I prefer to take the Dream Call level 2, but I think BCC is a slightly better puck than me, so probably listen to him.
What does the Deucer have now? Because she's kind of just been AFK farming for quite a little while. Is she built towards that Hurricane Pike, or is she still?
Yep, she's just bought it.
Oh, okay, okay. Went for the
And,
Manta
has a
first.
Manta as well, yeah. Meanwhile, there's going to be an ultimate as a Ravage popped out as well, but Slark manages to almost dodge it all, but still takes a ton of damage through it all. Backing himself away and will be able to get out. Meanwhile, the Laguna Blade comes down to G just before he goes down, but SH will still drop. They toss the clock out of the cogs, but now they come with the double Reality Rift, double stun as well, as they're able to take down Thor, but Illidan is here, and he is doing truckloads of damage. Cube on the run, the Clockwork trying to get himself away. Do they have the slows? Gush available, will it be used? Cube, he's going to die. Tries to get the cogs out just before he goes down there, but doesn't save his life as Old But Gold ripped through Aachen's lineup once again. 3 heroes dead and only 2 left alive as they will get this tier 2 tower.
Okay. I mean, Illidan's just not getting touched in these fights at all. It was really nice Will-O-Wisp into the Ravage again. Slark almost died straight away at that start of the fight. So
Yeah, even inside his ultimate, he just took so much damage.
But he can't output his damage in these fights because he has to pop his Shadow Dance just to run away and survive. It's really not how you want to be playing that hero. If you can, you know, get away with it. But unfortunately, he's forced to.
It's a very weird game where you're like, well, you know, Medusa should be the bad one at this stage in the game, and the Slark and CK should be Reckonfuls, but they've gone for these Midases, which I think have just slowed down their damage output a little bit too much.
But Nomad, remember, Deucer doesn't get the extra mana at level 20 anymore, so she is a little bit more susceptible before she hits that level 25. Will she go for the modifiers or the extra mana? Who knows? I imagine she'll go for the modifiers, but we'll have to see. I don't think you want to go for that extra mana against the Slark who has a Diffusal Blade anyway.
Meanwhile, they did manage to kill a man on a horse, but nobody wanted to see that anyway. It's just rude more than anything.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, can they... Oh, that's so unfortunate. The CK went in just as the Creep was dying. The problem with this clock is as well now that the hero, although it was super good at the start, once they start
Gonna get
picking up...
dewarded by creeps.
Oh no.
Tide's coming in, he wants it. Oh, Medusa's actually already there, so she'll find the money. But bottom tower gets taken, so Aachen give themselves a little bit more space around the map.
Yeah, that's something. I really hope the Slark doesn't finish this SMY and just go straight for the BKB now instead. It's really important against this Puck Tide. I thought he might not before because he had a good start, but he's kind of fallen off a little bit in comparison to the Deucer here. You just need to make sure in this next team fight you have your BKBs up and ready to go.
Yeah, Medusa is mummy in this game. Wow, that ward lasts a long time.
That's
Grimstroke's been having some trouble.
That's 2 wards in a row as well that have just been dewarded.
Yep. Oh, but the screen goes and tips Vanskill, so yeah, fair enough. You got me.
Well played, man. Good luck, have fun. Gets the tome on the Keeper of the Light now as well, so with the XP gain talent from level 10 too, that's going to be really helpful. I wonder what's Tiny got. Is he going for a Force Staff as well? I guess he has to. Up against this Clockwork, you might as well just everyone build a Force. Basically make the hero absolutely useless. And this is the point I was going to make. The clock just falls off.
Not just Clock, but Slark as well. Like, both of these two hate playing against Force Staff. So, yeah, Force Staff up, boys. We got one coming out. We got a Hurricane Pike. Puck. He's not going for one. He's going for a Dagon because he's a madman. Tide already has his. And, yep, Tiny's going for one as well. So that's going to be 4 Force Staffs. I mean, this is going to be awful to play against. SH, are they going to find him? The Will-O-Wisp actually comes down to reveal the trees, and then they use the Yours, and they will keep Lina locked down, and they will grab this kill. Meanwhile, there's also a +1 as Illidan goes in hard. Mummy is coming.
He didn't even use Stone Gaze or anything, he just ran at them.
Yeah, he just... Yeah,
okay.
yeeted in.
I mean, I don't know. if you look at this Dyer's lineup, they don't have this like aura builder that the Radiant do in the Tide or anything, so they're finding it really difficult to ever take these fights. Like, they've got this CK as an offlaner, which doesn't really want to build that kind of like Crimson Pipe kind of or mech or anything like that. The only hero that they can is Clock, who had a good start, but he can't sustain the gold income to buy those kind of like top tier items. It's very difficult.
Items not top tier. Punk. Well, V-Tune.
This TV is so long.
Yeah, let's go into that shrine because Roshan is being taken.
They have the
Well,
Ravage.
they must have been up this for a while, but yeah, they've got the Ravage.
Oh,
come
God.
on. Team speak.
Come on.
Come on. That's a yikes.
Sorry.
Cap. Yeah. Likely story, SH. We know your game.
He's like, sorry, Caps. He's just, picking his desk off the floor that he's flipped over. And
Yeah.
oh, it's mid. It's the stun that he's worried about. He's just thrown out the LSA. Yeah, just a gank.
Anyway. V-Tune coming into this fight. The Stone Gaze being used. Meanwhile, the call on to everybody following up with the Ravage, but V-Tune BKB through the whole thing, doing a ton of damage, stealing a whole lot of attributes. He's trying to bring down BTT, and the Laguna Blade will finish him off just before SH goes down. Or will he? Yes, he will. Illidan doing a ton of work from the sidelines, but now they'll turn their attention to this Medusa. She is out of mana. However, the team are a little bit disheveled on the side of Aachen here as they'll go for this CK. Will not. Yes, they will be able to bring him down. The Light Tracker Ray nearly saves him. Cube having to get himself away, but he's stuck on the low ground. He's stuck in the trees, but they don't have vision on him. Meanwhile, the damage come out onto the Tiny here. Yule's out onto the Medusa. Yule's out onto V-Tune as well. Illidan still fighting up, and Aachen cannot take this damage. It's just too much as the Medusa is up to full, as Coddle just powering up the Medusa over and over and over again. She is just too damn tanky. She's on the Ultra and she's looking for more. That's fan down to the low ground. Does find the Tiny in the trees, but Medusa smacking into her right now. He will use a Phantasm, but what's it matter? Rampage does not come out. Yeah, it does come out. We heard the noise. Yeah. We might not see it on the screen, but the Rampage is there in audio and in spirit as Illidan tears this game wide open on this Medusa.
I mean, just before that fight started, she got the level 20 talent with the Mystic Snake, and she was just constantly throwing them out throughout the whole of that fight, and they cannot touch this Dusa at the moment. She's doing so much damage.
Yep, Mummy Medusa giving Aachen an absolute spanking as the BKB being used from V-Tune, but he's forced to get himself away.
Like, he popped the BKB in the slide in the fight before and dodged the Ravage with it, but it doesn't matter because they can't get on top of the Dusa to deal their damage.
I mean, should he be attacking the Medusa in these fights rather than the Puck? I don't really know. They did get the kill on the Puck, but at the same time, you can't leave this guy alive because he just does too much damage.
I mean, the Slark tried to kill the Puck, didn't, and then they had to use a Laguna as well to
Yeah.
kill the Puck. So they're just putting so much emphasis on killing heroes that they can try and kill, but they're just ignoring the important heroes. And this is the problem. They killed that Dusa twice in a row towards the start of the game, but apart from that, Illidan's had a pretty much free game. Like, nobody's tried to touch him apart from that like few minutes in the game.
Radiant are scanning.
Man, these fights not going the way that Aachen are looking for here as they lose once again. So much. It's
Imagine if they had just a Crimson builder against this Dusa or something.
Yeah,
to, like, negate some of the damage. They just don't have it.
They're going for the Heaven's Halberd on the CK, but yeah, I mean, a Crimson feels absolutely vital this game, and I mean, they just don't have it. Even a pipe or something just negate a bit of the magic damage coming through as well on top of it, but they don't have any kind of damage mitigation, and we are really feeling that in these fights.
What's the Clock building? Is he building towards a Crimson possibly?
Nope,
No,
Blade
he's
Mount.
doing Blade Mount. I mean, he's not building anything at the moment, but he can always change his mind. I just don't see...
She's going for the solo Roche attempt.
Like
Tide believes.
That Halberd's going to be nice against the Dusa, but is it enough?
Yeah, it definitely feels...
Halberd duration, are they?
It definitely feels like one of those items where it's like, well, it's going to delay me losing a little bit longer, but is it going to make me win? I don't think so.
It's all about controlling the Dusa, because at the moment, that's not happening. So Halberd's
Well, I mean,
okay.
it doesn't matter how much you control your Dusa if you've got an
Still
entire team
the
dedicated
ages.
to controlling the Dusa.
Look at him trying to block the hook
Yeah,
shot.
no, there's like 3 people trying to block his hook shot in. He still makes it though, but it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Can't get the Aegis, forces himself out the other side. Does get Yuled up, but I think this might be a regrettable decision from Cube. You gotta try, I guess.
That was threading the needle stuff, wasn't it? with
Yeah,
that
yeah.
hook
If he had have found that, that would have been some crazy stuff.
Whew. Takes the Dark Pack damage talent on the Slark. That's a little bit of extra damage, I guess, but Phantasm just dies. When this Dusa gets a Skadi, I just don't know what they're going to do. Like, she has a Butterfly for the evasion as well. How are they killing her? Feels very difficult at this point.
Right, well, apparently I'm still pronouncing Aachen wrong now, so we're just going to ditch the entire idea and call them Aachen. Aachen Esports. Oakland Esports, yeah. CK coming up to this top lane, hitting some creeps.
I like Achu Esports as well with the whole sneeze thing going on.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. We can do that.
What is the post maxing day going in this quick play? Fair enough. Keeper of the Light gets another tome as well. What level's the Keeper of the Light now with that tome?
Level 18. That's a level 3 Will-O-Wisp. Pretty scary stuff. What's actually scale on Will-O-Wisp?
It's the extra hit.
The flicker count and the
sorry,
extra hit.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Cube being pinged out pretty aggressively here as BCC wants to come in, but the hook shot to his teammate to get himself away. I mean, that was not nagging him, so that's a long cooldown used just to keep himself alive there. Not sure that's worth it.
I was going to say, he has to do that to keep himself alive, but it feels so bad that you have to. Ty's just fake pumping the Ravage and the Anchor Smash. It's loving life.
Apparently people don't like it when I call Medusa Mummy.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's weird or something. 4 seconds stun on the Tide. Cool. You're going to step back here for a while. Chill out.
That's actually Nomad's mum, Medusa.
Look at me. You could believe it. Smoke being used. And they disarmed him good and proper there. He meant to dodge the stun. Nice. Fancy moves. Fancy moves as they do.
How do they start this fight though without the hook shot? It's so difficult. Just the Aegis. How are you killing her once? Never mind twice.
It's a tough work. Out for Aachen. We'll see what they can do. The Medusa illusions did so much work as well. They've gone so low as they jump in on the backlines. They're able to just immediately blow up the screen. A great start to the fight now as the Stone Gaze being used with the coil as well. Where is this ultimate from the Coddle? Here it comes. A little bit too late perhaps, but it doesn't really matter as the Ravage comes through. They find Cube in the backlines. The rest of the team, what's Illidan just causes chaos in the front of the fight, and GG is called just like that. Uki Luki Doodah are going to GG out of this game, and it will be old but gold moving forwards in this bracket.
Do you know what the best bit is about Old But Gold winning this game is that we'll never have to pronounce that name again for the rest of the qualifiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good performance from Old But Gold. They played this Puck Tide much better than we saw from the NA teams yesterday, has to be said. They had the super carry in the Deucer though, so going into that late game they should always feel okay. It always feels bad every single time I see it happen where a team doesn't pick like a team fight hero that builds these team items like the Crimson and Mech and things. Yeah. Because if one team has it and the other team doesn't, you really feel the difference in these team fights.
You do. The team fight equilibrium is just completely shifted against you. And, this is the downfall of the CK. You need to pick this hero with a plan of who's going to build this Crimson or what you're going to do to be able to turn this one around and get that damage mitigation on your team, because you need it versus these heroes such as Medusa. And even a Pipe versus a Puck and Tide and Tiny, they'd be so useful, but you just don't have that. And I don't think they really factored that in when they picked up that CK. And it's a very harsh lesson to learn, but that does mean that their major hopes are dashed upon the rocks.
Absolutely. Never mind. There's always next time. It's been nice, to watch them play again, though. For me, I haven't been able to see these players play in quite a while, like Cube, Jonas, and Fan, for example. So they gave a decent performance of themselves, I would say, in this series overall. But I think they're going to be a little bit disappointed, especially with how the lanes kind of set up in the end as well. Because they got this Slark against the Deuce and mid, which I thought was okay. They TP away, and then they end up with something worse afterwards. I don't really know how that happened.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of weird situations, and it does end up with, I don't know if it's greed, I don't know if it's misplays, I don't know if it's just lack of experience, but Aachen City Esports will be going out of the minor to Old But Gold, who managed to turn this series around and win it 2-1 in their favor, and they'll be going forwards in the bracket. Let's see if we can see who they're facing just yet. I believe it's the loser of Gambit versus Empire, which a hard one to call as of late. It's currently 1-1, so we don't know as of yet. Still to be announced.
Head over to the main BTS channel to watch the rest of that series if it's still going on. It should be a good game. It's
definitely a good series, and check that out with Mr. Killer Pigeon and Mr. Lizard, our two good friends. But over on this side, we're going to be saying goodbye, of course, as always. If you did enjoy the stream, then do throw us a follow on Twitter. I'll shove that details in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. We did enjoy it thoroughly, and we'll see you tomorrow over on Facebook, as we'll be catching more EU and CIS action. So jump over there if you're so inclined. We'll see you then. Goodbye.